Gentlemen, today is one of those days that I'm really excited to come on here and talk to you because I'm going to share a personal journey that I hope will have a positive impact on my life and my overall well-being. And that's my decision to start TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. So I talked about starting on TRT a few weeks ago in a video, and a lot of you have been asking for an update, so today I'm going to tell you all about it. And you definitely don't want to miss this video if you're at all interested in this topic, because I'm going to tell you a story about what you should not do and some of those back alley uncertified labs that exist out there. How do I know? Trust me, I'm going to tell you. Now, you guys already know that it's natural for testosterone levels to decline starting at about age 30. Now, some of the symptoms of low testosterone are sexual dysfunction, physical changes in your body, including increased body fat, reduced muscle strength, decreased bone density, hair loss, fatigue, sleep disturbances, cognitive issues like memory loss, reduced testicle size, and of course, mood swings. And if any of what I just said are symptoms that you've been slowly experiencing over time, I really want you to stick around. All right, now I want to address one of the biggest myths about TRT, and that's that testosterone replacement therapy only benefits sexual health. But yes, of course, one of the most noticeable effects of TRT is an improvement in your libido and your overall sexual function. But testosterone plays a major role in tons of other functions like I just mentioned. And at least for me, once I found out that my numbers were low, getting my testosterone levels back up seemed like a very logical choice because I was experiencing many of those symptoms and I really didn't like it. I mean, look, I'm not a doctor and I'm not advising any of you on any type of medical treatment. However, I will admit that the decision to start TRT wasn't an easy one for me, and it started off pretty questionable. And I'll get to all of those details in just a few minutes, but overall, I'm very happy with my decision to start, and I'm very happy with where I am right now. So again, I'm going to spill all those details in just a few minutes, but I want to let you know that this video has been sponsored by Peter MD. These are the guys. This is the company that I'm working with, and these are the guys I'm going through for my TRT, and I trust them. They have been absolutely incredible. So once you hear my story, you will understand why I'm so thankful that I switched everything over to Peter MD. So Peter MD is the most exclusive and largest TRT online clinic in the United States. So whether you're just starting out with your TRT process with scheduling a blood test, or maybe you're looking to be a transition patient over to their services like I did, I'm telling you, from personal experience, the steps to get started are very simple. Now, basically, you just schedule your blood test with Peter MD online, and then according to your location, you'll be given a list of labs in your area to go to have that done. And if you're like me and you're already into your TRT treatments, and you might be looking to switch over like I did, Peter MD can assist in that transfer with very minimal effort on your part. So once the lab has processed all of your blood work, you'll receive an email. Then a certified Peter MD patient coordinator, a live person, will call you on the phone to follow up with you and discuss your results, talk about possible treatments, and then after that, treatment can begin. And look, as someone who went through the entire process, just like anybody else, I'm telling you, it could not be any easier. The phone conversations I had were extremely informative, and all of my questions were answered right there on the spot. And I had several questions. But the best part is, you don't need to go into an office or stand in line at some pharmacy. Everything is shipped directly to you. It seriously could not be any easier. Listen, I would encourage every single one of you watching this video to at least go get your testosterone levels checked, especially if you're a guy over 40 and you haven't been feeling like yourself for a while. And if you're looking to start your TRT journey, just hit the first link in the description and use my code FASHION on new patient blood work and get 50% off. That's right, 50% off. Or if you're currently with another TRT service provider and you're looking to switch over, use my code FASHION2 and get 15% off a TRT package. Just click that link below in the description to get started. And thank you, Peter MD, for supporting my channel and for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so for me, it all started a few years ago when I had a new blood panel done for my new doctor to establish a baseline. It was a complete panel, and my testosterone level at that point was, I think, around 350 or 360, if I remember correctly. Now that's technically still within the normal range for a guy my age, but it was at the lower end of the scale. And I didn't do anything about it at that point. Anyway, so fast forward to just a few months ago when I had a brand new blood panel done. My testosterone came back at 343, so it had gone down a little bit. And it's interesting because over the last couple of years, I've totally felt my mood change. I felt my energy levels decrease, and my overall focus and motivation had just dropped way off. Now, a couple of buddies of mine that will remain nameless are both on TRT, and they would always give me a hard time about not starting it yet. And since they both go to the same doctor, I decided to make an appointment for consultation. Problem was, they were 6 weeks out before I could even go in for a consult. That's when one of my friends gave me the contact info for one of the guys that works for that doctor. Now, this is where things get a little bit interesting, but I just figured because my friend had been going to that doctor for so long that he just knew this guy, and that me calling him directly might get me in the door maybe a little bit sooner. So I messaged the guy, and we talk back and forth, and we make an appointment for me to go into his office. Now, when I say office, this guy has a small space in the back of this warehouse at a local gym here in town. He's got a couple chairs and a desk against the wall, and that's about it, and a side door to get in. Now, keep in mind, this isn't the doctor. This is the guy that works for the doctor. Anyway, so I go in, and we start chatting, and he asked me what I do for a living, and I told him about the YouTube channel and that I would probably make a video about this whole TRT process. And at that point, he said, I would prefer that you don't even mention me by name because what we're doing here isn't technically legal. I'm like, wait, what are we doing here then? Now, I'm not trying to get this guy in trouble or anything, but he ends up going on this long dissertation about politics and the government trying to control everyone and the government tracking and limiting testosterone prescriptions because they want all the men in the country to be weak. Anyway, so in an effort to sort of change the subject, I asked him about my lab work. He looked at it and said I was a perfect candidate for TRT, so I asked him about pricing. He said it would be this much for the consult that day and then this much for a 3-month supply. I said, all right, let's go ahead and do it. He said, great, let me run out to my car and get your vial. You keep the stuff in your car? You guys, I'm seriously not making this stuff up. Anyway, I'm not really trying to talk crap about this guy too much or anything because I'm sure he's providing a service that a lot of guys need out of the back door of that gym. But it just always kind of made me feel a little bit insecure about what I was actually injecting. I mean, look, I'm sure it's totally legit, but this guy doesn't have any type of certifications to be prescribing and handing out hormones like this. And if anything went sideways or if he gets raided and shut down, I'd be pretty much all on my own and I wouldn't be able to get my next supply. And look, that's why I'm so excited to have everything switched over to Peter MD. And on a side note, I really feel like a big weight has been lifted off my shoulders because now I'm with a legit company that isn't keeping vials of testosterone in the backseat of their car. I trust these guys to take care of me in the specific ways that I need to be taken care of. And one other thing I didn't mention earlier is that they also have several a la carte options that you can add on, like that really popular peptide for weight loss that I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about. So peptides are crazy, and I think that peptides are probably going to be the future of medicine, but I think that's a topic for a different video. Now, it hasn't been 3 months yet since I've started, so I don't have my new blood panel to know where my numbers are right now at this moment, but I will be sure to keep you guys posted if you're interested. So let me talk about some of the things that I've noticed from being on TRT for about 2 months now. The first thing that I'll say is that at first, it's not really noticeable at all. It's not like you're injecting crack and then all of a sudden you feel like Superman. It's not like that at all. From what I understand, it needs to start building up in your system, and I think that takes about 4 to 6 weeks until you really start to feel something. It's like your body probably takes a minute to recognize testosterone again and goes, oh yeah, hey, I remember this stuff. This is that awesome sauce. Anyway, I'm kind of at that point right now, and I have noticed a definite increase in my energy, my focus, and my mood. Now, my personal life has been a bit of a roller coaster lately. There's a video right here. And there's been a lot of sadness at certain periods, but I'm also feeling a sense of contentment that I'm going to be just fine. I think in the past, though, I would have dwelled on all those emotions and kind of let it get the best of me. But it's different now, and I think a lot of that has to do with the TRT. And I'm also able to focus a lot better when it's time to get to work. And just the act of actually getting myself motivated to get my butt in the office and start working, that has gotten way better. I don't procrastinate nearly as much as I used to. Now, I've only recently started lifting weights again, and I'm actually pretty sore right now, so I will have to keep you guys posted on any gains, but let me address sexual performance for just a minute. Now, truth be told, I've never had any ED issues whatsoever, and all of my plumbing has always worked just like it did when I was in my 20s. And I don't know, maybe I'm just lucky in that department, but I just have never had any issues in that department. But one thing I will say that has been very noticeable is the hardness of my erections. It has been unbelievable. And I don't know how else to describe it other than this. It's like a steel pipe. And that is a quote straight from my ex-girlfriend. It's pretty wild. Anyway, I hope that's not too much information. I mean, we're all adults here, and I'm just trying to keep this all very real. But another buddy of mine who is also on TRT had mentioned pretty much the same thing. Now, even though I've always been pretty solid, this is just a different level of hardness. Anyway, hopefully that's one of the benefits that you can expect also. And gentlemen, please let me know your thoughts down below. And if you missed this video where I talk about 5 reasons why you might be struggling to attract the women that you want, it's definitely worth a few minutes of your time to go check out. And as always, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I will see you in the next one.